You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com.
Topics. Top opinions presented in current sports.
And we're back for another week of topics. Top opinions presented in current sports. I'm Tone Taylor.
And I'm Chris Harris. What's going on, y'all?
How's everybody doing this lovely Wednesday? Back to it. How we do it? How's everything? Everything good?
A little under the weather, but you know.
Like both of us, but we're going to try to give you the best show possible. Always.
Oh, my goodness. This lady is crazy.
Before we get into it, though, I just have to do two things. I have to give two shout-outs. I want to give a big happy birthday to my brother. Happy birthday, Hugh. I ain't going to shout out your age, brother, but, you know, happy birthday. And I want to give a happy anniversary. Yesterday was our anniversary to my beautiful girlfriend.
What is this, 1 year, 2 years?
2 years anniversary.
Ooh, I can't get nobody to text me back. You've been with somebody 2 years. More power to you.
Okay, so let's get to it now. Oh, man. Why is it so loud?
It's loud every week.
It's loud every week?
It's loud every
I
week.
felt it this week, but it's okay.
It's loud every week. 2 years?
2 years.
Man, what I got to do to get a text back?
We're going to figure it out, though. We're going to figure it out. Don't worry about it. But this was amazing postseason 2-game sevens.
In the same scenario. Both teams in the same scenario. Both teams are in the finals, and now we're in the same scenario.
Absolutely. On the road for Game 7 as well.
On the road, Game 7 as well.
It was
Both
amazing.
Down 3-2.
Both down. Woo. I love it, though. So, you know, it's the topic. It's been the topic. It's nothing but the topic. The great LeBron James. I'm gonna put it out there.
I feel like it's like at this point it's like, you know, when you say it like that, like you don't really got no choice. Like
now,
you really just have no choice now.
Unless you're hating.
Now it's just unless
it's
you're
just
hating. It's hate. Now if whoever you have is your favorite, that's your favorite for that whatever reason. That's fine. But at this point, like Kobe's tweet that we can enjoy everybody's legacy the same way. It's the honest to God truth, man. Like you can't. There's nothing else he got to do.
You know,
there's nothing else you need to see from him. There's nothing else he needs to do. There's nothing else that he needs to do in basketball. There's nothing.
It just continue hitting milestones.
Anything else is just extra.
Is added.
I think so. Same thing with Kobe. I think after Kobe won the third one, or maybe when he won one by himself, the fourth one.
When he won the fourth.
It was like anything he give you now is extra.
Yes. Okay, I can give you that. Still certain things that I would like.
There's certain things that as a personal
yes,
fan of basketball you would like to see, but
absolutely.
In terms of talking about a legacy, I mean, come on.
I mean, you're right. And I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking like, you're right, you know. I asked to see certain things when it came to him and he showed me those. He showed me those. You know what? And I can't knock him. But now he's going back for the fourth time in a row with the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Warriors. Does LeBron have a chance against the defending champs?
I don't think so.
Not a chance.
Still a team game. And I'm going to say it like this because you're as great as you can be, that team is great. That Golden State Warrior team has great talent with a great team. You've seen a lot of players where it had been great talent, like that Miami Heat teams. Those Miami Heat teams weren't great teams. They had great talent. I don't think they were great teams.
Okay. Okay, I see where you're going with that. I had to register. I
don't think they were great teams. I think they were great. They had great talent on those teams. Everybody on those teams, those three great talents were in their prime. So that prime talent was able to just outwill guys. I think that's why, and they lost to two great teams. Those two
San Antonio Spurs and Dallas.
And Dallas was a great team that year. They had guys who played their role. They had talent. They had Hall of Famers. They had it, but they were a better team. They were chemistry. They played well together. Those guys played their role. They were tougher, you know. So that's why I think like with that Golden State Warriors team, it's still a great team. We're just talking about this team. We were just last week talking about arguably the greatest team ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think like, and the difference is last with Boston, you were arguably playing against like Terry Rozier is probably that team's 7th or 8th best player. Marcus Morris is arguably their 7th or 8th best player. Aaron Baines is probably their 9th best player.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Tatum is what, their 4th best player, 5th, depending if you like Jaylen Brown or not. So you didn't get to see. You only played one of their top 3 guys. If that makes sense.
Okay.
And you went 7 with those guys. That wears on you. The only fortunate thing is, only thing that I think that the Cavaliers have a chance for this year is the injury bug is now starting to bite the Golden State Warriors. So that injury cloud is starting to hover over them. And now they're starting to get that same kind of championship fatigue that you see from most championship teams around that 4th, 5th year, where they're just playing all the way through June every year for 3-4 years. You just see how they look tired against Golden State. I mean, against Houston at times. They looked tired.
Well, that is the fastest team in the league.
And they still look tired though. They just willed their way like the game 7. They willed their way. That third quarter they willed it. They willed themselves back into that one. In that third quarter, they just willed themselves back in.
Which is that's their quarter. That's
because there was plenty of times you looked at Golden State and Golden State looked like they had no fight in them. Like Houston was ready, like they was looking to get knocked out, and nobody delivered the knockout blow, and they kind of got able to regroup and get your second win.
Okay.
But I think that Golden State team is just better than as great as LeBron can be. But he still has a chance. But I don't like his chances.
Oh no! I get it. Definitely wouldn't like his chances. Does he have a chance? Absolutely, without a doubt, he has a chance. Why? Let me just say it, people. LeBron James. That's why you have a chance. When you have LeBron James, regardless of what's on the other end, we know that's a great team, like you said. Amazing team. Arguably one of the greats, if not the greatest. But when you have LeBron James, things just happen to work in your favor because of his greatness. 8-time finalist, 8 times in a row. 9-time finalist. I'm sorry, 8 times in a row. 3-time defending champion. 5-time runner-up. We don't know what's gonna happen right now, but maybe 6. Maybe 6.
So you think that? Let me ask you this: do you think that tarnishes his legacy? Because when we was cooking out Saturday at your house, I text you. Or was that Sunday you text me and was like, yeah, but he's lost in more than 70. He lost in 70% of his finals.
It was Sunday.
Sunday, right? After the cookout.
Mm-hmm. That was me being devil's advocate.
I know that was you being devil's advocate, but how about this? Our logo is 1-8 in finals. In the finals.
Absolutely.
So I feel like that, him losing in the finals as many times, kind of gets thrown out the window because the logo of the NBA, the logo is 1-8 NBA finals.
Yeah, but the logo took a hit as well.
Okay.
He only won 1 championship.
Right.
So that knocks him down on a lot of lists, and sometimes he's left off a lot of lists.
Because he didn't win as many?
Because he didn't win as many.
Okay. So as long as we being fair.
I'm definitely, I understand.
Okay. Continue. Sorry to cut you up. I just had to ask that.
But you have to give him a puncher's chance just because of LeBron. And if he can get some type of hope, he didn't have Kevin Love. Kevin Love will be back for the finals. If you could get Love, all-star Love, and you could get Green playing like he did,
you had a chance.
You have a chance.
With J.R. Smith got to make shots.
If J.R. Smith can give me 3 threes in the right moments, in the best moments, maybe extending that lead from 9 to 12, in those right. Him and Korver hitting those shots. Korver only hit 1 3 in Game 7, but that 3 was huge. You understand what I'm saying? So I give them a chance. But it's just that Warrior dynamic is just so big. It's really hard to just say they'll lose. So, yes, he has a chance because of the greatness of LeBron, but it's very, very slim.
So if he wins, is this the most impressive championship? If he wins, would this be his most impressive championship?
I would say it depends on how they win. Because right now,
Really?
yes. And the reason I say this is because his most impressive championship right now is 2016 when he came down from 3-1. Regardless of the elements, I throw it out there. Yeah, Draymond got hurt. Iguodala's back was hurt, this, that, and third. He still had to win those games. And then he had to go into Game 7
In Wakanda.
and win. He had that killer right next to him, but at the end of the day, you still had to win.
And I'm glad you put that. I think that's why I think that if he wins, this would be his most impressive win because he doesn't have that killer.
Now, the reason I said it depends on how it happens is because, let's just say, for instance, LeBron gives you close to a triple-double. He's giving you 40 or 39, 40, 12 assists, or 10 rebounds or whatever, a crazy stat line.
But he had crazy stat line in 2015.
Yeah, but and he was missing one of his killers as well. But no,
He was missing both that year.
Love got out. Yeah,
Love went out,
and then
Kyrie went out
in
game
the
2.
semifinals.
Game 2 in the final.
Game one.
Game 1. And he was averaging almost 40, if not 40.
So now I'm looking at it as this. Depending on how it happens, because if it's the stat line like this, if LeBron is giving you a triple-double, a crazy triple-double, or close to a triple-double, and Kevin Love is giving you 20 plus, right? Let's just say Green is giving you
13.
Let's just say 16 to 18.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, right?
That's a lot.
Now you have JR pitching in maybe every now and then 9 to 10. Corver giving you on a spurt every 9 to 10. He's getting that help now. So now dynamics are different now because, okay, he doesn't have any help. But no, he got help this series. So was it that much on his back to win these games when he's getting so much help? So I wouldn't say if you're getting your stat line and your team, you're getting major help from your team, and let's just say Kevin Durant is on, but Kyrie struggled like he did in the first 3 games or 4 games in Houston, and he did that for a series. Now you're not getting that same push from your second guy or your first guy, and Klay Thompson is giving you, he's playing good every other game.
Who played well game 6 and 7.
And now Draymond is, he feeds off his team. His team's not hitting shots, so, he's not as effective. So I look at it as that if they win off that, I can't say that is more impressive than coming back from 3-1. Just in that dynamic. Now, if he's averaging a triple-double, a 40, 12, and 12, and his second leading scorer averages 12 and 10, and then
that's impressive.
That's whoa now. Whoa now. And you holding this team under, and now the defense is stepping up. Now you holding this team under 100 points. Whoa now. Okay, now this is the most impressive win. So I just think it all depends on how the series goes. What about you?
I think like I said, I think it'd be his most impressive.
Okay.
Because you've always had that stellar number 2. You've always had that stellar number 2 guy with Dwayne Wade, Hall of Famer. Arguably top 5 of his position ever. Chris Bosh.
He was top 10 in the league when he went there.
Chris Bosh?
Yes.
Chris Bosh was a top 3, top 4 player at his position when he went to Miami.
Absolutely.
People forget he was averaging 24 and 12 in Toronto.
And took him to the playoffs.
Yes.
Yes.
Get Kyrie. Kyrie's best point guard in the NBA. Him and Steph have been the best 2 point guards in the NBA. Even with Westbrook getting MVP. Kyrie and Steph have been the consensus of 1A and 1B for the past, 4 years.
Okay.
Kevin Love still in his prime window in terms of a basketball player.
As a third option. It's amazing.
But I think with no Kyrie, your third guy now gets bumped to your second guy. And that third guy, your third guy compared to, who's the Warriors' third guy? Klay Thompson? Your third guy compared to their third guy, it's not even in the same conversation. Whoever you want to put as the Cavs' third guy, Green or J.R. Smith or whoever, George Hill, Tristan, whoever you want to put in there is not in the same conversation as Klay Thompson.
Absolutely.
So I think this would be the most impressive one because he literally had to will them. He's going to have to will them 4 games to win. Yeah. He's going to have to do that.
Absolutely.
He's got to will them to win.
I won't knock it.
So what you think? Who you got? You got the Warriors in what? 5, 6?
I got the Warriors in a 5-game sweep.
5-game sweep.
Yeah, just like I did last year.
Just like you did last year.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go 6 just because I feel like the Warriors are a little more tired. And the injury bug. And
I don't knock it because I was thinking that too.
But the injury bug. I'm going to say the Warriors in 6. The one person who gives LeBron fits, though, is Andre Iguodala. We've seen that all 3 years in the finals. He doesn't make anything easy on LeBron. He makes things very tough on LeBron. Not having him kind of lets it, like, you breathe a little easier. But you still got to worry about them 2 light-skinned dudes. And then the dude that don't want to brush his hair. You got them 3 dudes who are all capable of going for 30, all on the same night.
And I think another thing that weighed on LeBron last year is the fact that now he had to defend someone that's going to go at you every single play.
Yes.
Kevin Durant. That weighed on him.
Kevin Durant outplayed LeBron James last NBA Finals.
And no, a lot of naysayers are going to say, oh, LeBron averages that. Yeah,
KD,
but understand
KD
what was going on in that series.
KD was phenomenal that Finals.
Absolutely.
He looked like he was ready for the stage.
Absolutely.
This playoffs, he's had times where he hasn't looked like he's been that guy, and I think that's where the Stephen Curry comes into why Steph is so important because he's able to allow KD to rest those third quarters because Steph Curry's third quarter's been sooner or later somebody's going to do a segment on him in his third quarters just because you have to. He made, 4 straight threes in Game 7?
Yes.
Like, in a row, like 3, 3, 3, 3. Timeout.
Let's go. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Like.
That's a fact.
So, him scoring your third best player's average in a quarter.
Takes a toll on you. Absolutely. Quick. Who for Cleveland, besides LeBron, will have to step up before we take a break?
Well, we said I think Kevin Love is obvious the next one. It's got to be collective. I think everybody has to. Like, you can't afford guys. Like, if you are in the game, like if you check in the game, you take off your warm-up, you check in that game, you have to impact the game
immediately.
1 or 2 ways. You got to either impact the game by scoring, or you got to impact the game defensively. George Hill, Jordan Clarkson. Like, George Clarkson is going to be important on guarding Sean Livingston. And I think he can do it because he's athletic enough to be able to guard Sean Livingston. Jeff Green is able, I think, athletic enough to guard somebody like a Draymond or take some possessions with KD.
They played with each other. He's a little familiar with them.
I think like this year, I think this Cleveland team, even though in talent they don't stack up, but in terms of size, athleticism, both teams want to play the small ball. I think it kind of benefits Cleveland as if it didn't in the last couple of years.
Okay, cool. We have to take a quick break. When we come back, we have more sports. You're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, each and every Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. to JC Squared on the Air Show featuring Jason, J-Boy, Kerry, Hoover, the socialite, JC Squared on the Air. Reason, Monday is your new favorite day of the week. Music, special guest, celebrity birthday, the daily, student segment, crazy holiday, and today in hip hop. Check out IBNX Radio and the JC Squared on the Air Show. So much fun, you didn't even realize you learned something. This message has been brought to you by Day Ray Media. Day Ray!
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Hey
Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey.
Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in.
It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, and we're back. You're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio. What's next on the docket?
Chris Paul injury. How much do you think it affected? And you, as a Warriors fan, I really want to ask you: how much do you think this injury affected the Rockets' chances of getting to the NBA Finals?
And before I even give my answer, I just want to put it out there. There's no way I'm just going to sit here and say he was paid off, this, that, and the third. So
We
he
had
could
some
sit
people feel like
out.
he was paid off.
A lot of people feel that way. You know, it's rigged, this, that, and the third. I get it. I get your logic, but I'm just not going to say that. All right? This is a dude that he's a bull. He loves to play. He loves to play. And he's never been in that position. I would doubt any money in the world I would stop him from playing that Game 7 if he could.
Being that he was having the series that he was having, agree to or disagree?
I agree.
I feel like he was having a great series.
I do too.
I feel like he was having a great series, and for the first time, I feel like we got to see somebody outside of Kyrie be able to stack up with Stephen Curry.
And he was like, listen, I'm here. I'm not here for the moment. Listen, you're going to have to deal with me day in and day out. But how much did this affect? Between 20 and 25%.
So you think the Warriors, the Golden State would have won both games?
I
regardless
still
of this
think
ball?
I still think the Warriors would have won both games.
Okay.
You know, that dynamic changes a little bit. I just feel in certain aspects they needed that. This is the same Rockets team that you've seen down the stretch that you've seen last year that just flustered. And, you know, they needed that
can't
person.
close.
Can't close. They needed
Couldn't close.
that person to control the game. Listen, all right, let's calm down. We just shot 27 threes and missed all of them in a row. 27 threes they missed in a row.
He's crazy.
So they needed that stable factor, and they didn't have him. So that's where I put that factor of between 20 and 25%. Because they missed him in that stretch. But let's be real. They lost game 1 by 41, right? They lost game 1 in Houston. They got smacked. Or was it game 3? I'm sorry. They lost game 3 by 41. Okay. They lost game 1. So they lost games with him there. They won 3, and he willed them down game 5 before he got hurt.
He willed them.
Willed them.
5.
Willed. Willed. So I take nothing away. I just felt crunch time, they will find that next notch. Now in game 7, you know, Eric Gordon came out like a killer. But now you put CP3 in there instead of, so now it's taking the ball out of his hands. Now Eric Gordon's not starting. So now he's coming off the bench. So, okay, now is that punch. Now Harden is usually giving me that punch in the beginning. Then CP3 goes down, and then Eric Gordon. I just feel it would have been a different dynamic.
I was very happy to see him play well because he had a bad knock on him in the playoffs.
Eric Gordon?
No, James Harden.
Okay. A lot of people still saying right now that, you know, he's not playoff ready. He's not a closer. He's not, you know, he's not this, that, and the third. I'm like, why?
Yeah, okay.
Why are you saying this?
Yeah, okay.
Yes, he did miss.
You're going to miss
lot.
when you have the ball in your hand so
A
much
lot.
and you're forced. Like, you take James Harden off that team, they're a lottery team.
Okay.
We know that. But I think, like, the way that you live by the gun, you die by the gun. Mm-hmm. With James Harden takes on a lot. And he took on a lot this playoff, especially with the last 2 games, where he came out swinging, gave him everything he got, but you're just entitled to get tired because you had nobody else to throw the ball to. The thing with the Rockets rotation were always short.
6.
7 guys max.
But then they went a little deeper in game 7 without Chris Paul because they brought in Ryan Anderson and Nene.
And Joe Johnson.
And Joe Johnson.
So you got guys who haven't played all series to play and try to give you that.
And I felt they got that tired is because how they jumped out in the beginning, first and second quarter.
They were beating the brakes of the Warriors.
But now, with that being said, they giving them everything they got. They went into half. Oh, it was almost they were only down 9 until Eric Gordon hit that last buzzer beater to go up 11. So we gave you everything, and we still in a shot like we in arm's distance. That took a lot, and you know the third quarter is the Warriors.
But I think Chris Paul. I think if Chris Paul plays, I don't think the Warriors beat the Rockets twice in a row. If Chris Paul plays, I think Game 6 they'd have won Game 6. But I think
Warriors would have won
Game 6, yeah. And back in Golden State, come on, bro. Nah, this is going 7. But Game 7, there were times where they didn't have anybody else to do the in-between stuff. The thing with Chris Paul was Chris Paul worked that shot clock down and get you a good shot. He get it going to the basket, that mid-range pull-up around that foul line area. He's mastered. He's mastered.
Go ahead. Keep going.
So I think Chris Paul plays Game 7. I think that we seen the Cavs versus the Rockets.
But also remember though in Game 7, now with Chris Paul in the game, Klay Thompson doesn't get in foul trouble. He doesn't pick up 3 fouls in the first quarter.
But
Eric Gordon was going at his throat.
But also on the other end, you got somebody to guard. One of them guys got to guard Chris Paul.
That's fine. Okay, we have a caller.
It's probably my dad. Is it my dad?
Let's make it good. Okay, caller, you on topics? State your name.
Peace, peace, peace. This is Hugh, South Jamaica, Queens.
My brother, happy birthday, brother.
How you doing, bro? I appreciate the shout out. What's up, Chris?
What's going on, my brother? Happy birthday, sir.
Appreciate it, man. I just wanted to get on the call and say I appreciate the shout out, and I like what y'all brothers doing, man.
Thank you. It,
keep
man.
Keep up the great work. Keep up the great work.
That's always. You know that.
All right, I appreciate it again, man.
All right,
Take
brother.
care.
All right, man. Love you.
What's the phone number?
All right, love you too.
All right.
What's the phone number?
The phone number, you're going to have to get it from. So basically, again, thank you for the call. That was my brother, Hugh.
I don't even know my own phone number. Like, we don't memorize numbers anymore. Like, who memorizes numbers?
But, so yeah, I give it that chance of, between 20 and 25%. I don't know where you laid that ground rule, where you felt that they would have won at least one out of the two.
I feel like they'd have won Game 7 with Chris Paul.
So basically, you would have given them a 75% chance with Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like they win Game 7.
Okay. So, if that number is anybody that's looking to call in is 678.
Hold on.
688-4269. IBNX Radio.
Thank you.
All right. So
Such a great team we have.
we have a great team. They give us the love and affection that we need, the support. We thank you.
So Chris Paul plays, they still don't make the finals. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
They
Agree
won't.
to disagree. Got
That's
it.
all right. Not a
I mean,
problem. We
perfect.
do this a lot.
We do this a lot. Now let's go back to the other team that lost. Are the Celtics now the most feared team in the NBA in the East? In the East, not the NBA, excuse me, the East. When they get Kyrie and Gordon Hayward back.
When they get Kyrie and Gordon Hayward, man, listen, hell no.
No.
No. Hell no. The Celtics will not be the most feared team.
In the East?
In the East, they won't.
Why not?
Because as long as LeBron James resides on the East, that whatever team he's on is the most feared team. Regardless of he's the most feared person. First of all, as long as LeBron is in the East, Toronto will never win anything.
I don't think Toronto will win even if because they got to get past Boston.
They would have had a fighting chance with any other team but a LeBron James team.
LeBron James swept them again. Or did they win one last year?
No. Swept them 2 years in a row. And won the last 2 games before that. So he beat them 10 straight times in the playoffs.
That's bad.
Horrible.
He's starting to own franchises.
This is really like the meme that's out there, the Thanos meme, and he's having all these rings. Yeah, yes, he has Toronto. He has Boston. He beat Boston 2 years in a row. He beat them last year too.
He beat them a couple times.
Atlanta,
Miami.
he has that. He owns them too.
Indiana's another.
Indiana. So that's going back with Paul George too. You understand? So he owns the East. Now imagine if he goes to Philly.
I'm not going to Philly.
No, let's just imagine. Let's just say he goes to Philly. Are you
With them young
fearing?
guys? Nah, I was even.
Are you fearing?
Let's have a stand.
But are you gonna fear
the Boston Celtics?
the Boston Celtics or Philadelphia 76ers with LeBron on the team?
Nah, with LeBron James on the team, I'm fearing the 76ers.
Okay, because it's the LeBron James factor. And I'm not taking anything away. I'm not taking anything away from Boston. I love Kyrie. I feel they're going to be dominant for years to come in the East. But I'm not sorry nor unapologetic when I say LeBron James owns the East. Right. He owns it. So if he leaves, then okay, you know what? Let's move him to the top.
Okay.
But as of right now, no, they're not the most feared team.
Okay.
But they're going to be dealt. They're going to have to be dealt with.
I think they are.
The most fair team?
Yeah. Because those role guys, you got to see them in a different dynamic.
But now we got to figure out. But they do have the best coach, arguably the best coach, if not the second best coach.
No,
I'm just saying,
best coach, bro.
for namesake, in basketball right now. So now he has to figure out roles again because Kyrie is your number one.
Mm-hmm. Gordon Hayward's your number two.
Now, are you going to say Gordon Hayward's your number two or is Tatum your number two?
Nah, Tatum's still not.
Okay, so you got Gordon
Tatum's
as your number
4.
two. Huh?
Tatum's 4.
So Tatum is 4 now. Mm-hmm. So he was your leading scorer in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Because your 1 and 2 were hurt.
Like this.
Well, your 1 and 2 were hurt.
Jaylen Brown was there.
Jaylen Brown's your 5th.
So who's your third?
Al Horford?
I feel, is he your third option?
Yes, he has to be, bro. He has to be.
Okay.
Al Horford is having a borderline Hall of Fame career.
You know what?
He gets a championship. You can argue him into the Hall of Fame.
But he's like a 6-time, 7-time All-Star, something like that. No, he don't have no All NBAs though.
He don't have no All NBAs. You're right. I mean, like I said, you can argue it though.
No, I get it. That's what's gonna hurt him.
His career numbers is pretty good. Yeah, he might not be first ballot, but he may have a chance to get in, especially as an technically an international player. He may be able to get the international vote. That's another dynamic.
It's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough.
I get what you said.
But you said he's been a consistent center in the NBA the last decade. He's been a guy that you gotta continuously respect from Atlanta.
I mean, I get it, but I just feel like they're gonna have to figure it all out again. They only had Gordon Hayward for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Only had him for 2 minutes. Now you had Jaylen Brown and Tatum take leaps and bounds right. Forward. 16 and I think they both average like 16, 17,
and I think
like
them
that.
dudes still get that.
Them touches is different. But I tell you this, Kyrie played in those playoffs. We might be talking a little different about these NBA finals. Real talk.
That's my point, though. That's my point. I don't disagree. If Kyrie plays, I don't know if Cleveland gets past Boston.
Because in those crunch times when in
Game 7 when they couldn't score, this is where you miss Kyrie. I agree with you. So my thing is you add Kyrie, you add Gordon Hayward, you're adding a better Jaylen Brown. Listen, the thing is you're not going to be able to keep Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. That's the real honest to God truth. You're not going to be able to keep both of those guys. You're not.
So let me ask you something. Why can't you keep him? Because you got Gordon Hayward?
Yeah.
So do you give Gordon Hayward up?
Nah, you just got him. Like, you just went through all this to get him.
Yeah, but you didn't know what you just had when you drafted Tatum.
Yeah, but it's a different dynamic. Brad Stevens and Gordon Hayward have had a long-lasting, this from is 10 college? Years from college. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to give up Gordon Hayward. And yet, as good as Jaylen Brown is and all that, is Jaylen Brown is good because of the system, or is Jaylen Brown good because of Jaylen Brown's good?
So who do you give up, Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum?
I'm giving up Jaylen Brown. Not to be honest with you.
Agree with you. I agree with you.
Jason Tatum's a stud. Jason Tatum's a stud. Game 7 put him in the conversation as, listen, he's a stud. if he didn't remind you of Denver, Carmelo Anthony,
Listen.
or if he didn't remind you of early 2000 Paul Pierce,
Listen
then
now.
you got to get either a new TV or glasses.
You know what? I don't know if we moving too fast, but since we talking about this rookie here, let's move on
So the
because
next question, because that was the next.
the very next question is a beautiful segue.
Okay.
With all three of their first seasons completed, you have Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell. You had to pick one.
You had to pick one.
One. You have to pick one.
Right.
Who would you pick?
I'm still going with Donovan Mitchell.
You're going with Donovan.
I'm going with Donovan Mitchell. I'm going with Donovan Mitchell because he showed me different things on both, not only on both ends of the floor. I think defensively, he might be the better of them three right now in terms of on the ball impact defensively. Like he was guarding James Harden, he was guarding Chris Paul those possessions, and I think he's a little bit better of a passer than guys think. Like he can make plays for other guys as well. He's not the better playmaker out of the three. Obviously, that's Ben Simmons. But I still like Donovan Mitchell. I like his ability to score, his ability to shoot. I like his ability to impact both sides of the basketball right now. I feel like Jason Tatum doesn't impact the defensive side of the basketball game yet enough for me. Yet. Does he have the capability? Absolutely. He just hasn't had to. And to Boston's credit, they've had guys who can take those. Like you had the Morrises. That's what you got.
Brown.
The Jaylen Brown, those guys. But I'm still taking Mitchell, and then honestly, I'm taking Jason Tatum second. Like this playoff showed me that Ben Simmons, like this is still a league where you have to be able to score. And 2 points or 1 point or not scoring in the playoffs, and you're supposed to be the next great superstar or the future of this league, is not acceptable for me. That's not acceptable. Like you got to be able to score. Like you have to be able to score the ball still. And those two guys can score the ball ridiculously in their own ways. So I'm still going with Donovan Mitchell just because I like how he impacts the game in multiple facets.
I feel Donovan Mitchell. I wouldn't say that he totally impacts the game defensively. I feel he's up for the challenge and he takes the challenge. I'll put that out there.
Nah, he's not like a great two-way guy. He's not Kawhi Leonard or
okay,
Kobe or Chris Paul. He's not those guys.
Got you.
But for a rookie,
Got you.
his impact on both sides, like he can be those guys. He can be in that conversation.
He went to guard Harden. I liked it. And you know what? Because I've been a Ben Simmons advocate all season. You know that.
Yeah. I mean, the kid is special.
Special.
The kid is special.
I seen something different in Jason Tatum, and like
he threw it on LeBron, bro, and then bumped him like yo, I'm
what's
here.
Up? What's up? What's going on?
He threw it on the best player in the world and bumped him like I'm here. What's up?
I'm here.
Can't coach that. That's the stuff you can't coach.
You can't.
Stuff you can't coach.
And like we were talking before, he reminds me of Melo. And when Melo and LeBron came in the league, I was a big Melo fan.
But Melo used to take it to LeBron in the early years.
What?
He used to take it to LeBron.
All the way. He could not guard him. Like, literally, Melo was arguably one of the most, if not the most, unguardable person in the league. And around that time, he came in 03. From that stretch of like 06
to like
2011.
It was bad.
It was bad. It was
people.
Kobe.
Braids Melo. We talking
Braids
before
Melo.
this. We talking about
You had Kobe out there.
Kobe was still the most unguardable player
of course.
in that window.
But from the post to out to the three,
his footwork was phenomenal.
Amazing.
He was still athletic at the time.
And even Kobe said it, and Ron Artest said it. It was like he's the hardest player to guard in the league. He's the hardest player to guard in the league.
Jason Tatum is cut from Carmelo Anthony, Paul Pierce cloth.
And that's why I like Jason Tatum. If I had my pick, I'm picking Tatum.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm picking Tatum.
I'm not
like
arguing
Donovan
with
Mitchell.
you.
And I put it in that same order, just reverse the first two. Like, I would have Tatum first, Donovan Mitchell.
Because you got to see them guys. Those guys were basically the faces of their teams as rookies in the playoffs. Where those guys, they won games because those two guys played well. Boston didn't win a game when Jason Tatum didn't play well.
Absolutely.
And neither did Utah.
Absolutely.
Like Utah went into Houston and stole one.
Absolutely.
So
he went crazy. he went crazy, and I loved it. So, and it's glad that, like, just to make it clear, like, you can't go wrong with these three guys.
Can't go wrong with any
The
of those
reason
three
we're
guys.
talking about them is because of their impact and what they're doing as a rookie. So again, your list could go. You could go Ben Simmons. I wouldn't knock you. You know, it's things that he has
Now
to
it's
work on.
on your personal preference.
You know, but those three, Donovan Mitchell, oh my goodness, amazing, and he takes every challenge, offensively, defensively, it doesn't matter. And you can see as the season went on, his confidence grew.
As the pressure grew, because as the season went on, he was required to do more.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with Tatum. And the only reason I knocked Simmons, like, he's still a rookie of the year, but I knocked him down. No, he's still rookie of the year. I knocked him down because I seen a few possessions. He took off on defense. He didn't and I was watching a few games. He didn't rotate. He was right there. He didn't even try, and I didn't like that.
It looked like he wasn't ready for the moment.
At times, a lot, you know. So I did knock him down in my third, but I have Tatum. I love Tatum. Tatum is.
I told my god brother 2-3 years ago. I said, "Yo, Jason Tatum is the kid to watch." He played in U.S. He played on that under U18 USA team. It was him, Jalen Brunson, a couple guys. And my god brother was like, I really don't like him. I was like,
But
you're
I bet
bugging.
he changed that
You're
tone now.
bugging.
Changed that tone
Jason
now.
Tatum was the star.
So we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio.
Listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey.
Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. It is.
It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Welcome back. You're tuned in to Topics here on IBNX Radio. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's go better football, right? So we spoke about the policy last week, right? The policy that the NFL passed. Mm-hmm. And I owe you an apology, and I owe my fans an apology. People reached out to me. I didn't know that the Players Association did not agree to the policy. Mm-hmm. This policy was passed without their authorization. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go ahead and rescind my statement as I liked it. It was a happy medium to I completely disagree with it.
Okay.
Absolutely hell no. I don't know how long I could support this. And it's tough because to our fans who watch every week, it's going to be tough because it's hard to stand by and support something, but then we still have to report it for the sake of our show.
Yes.
So this is going to be interesting. It's going to be a very, very tough one for us. But the Jets CEO has gone on record and said that he will pay every fine for every player that decides to still kneel for the national anthem. Finally, my Jets is in the
Positive.
Finally, we're in the news for something positive.
That's in the win column.
Yeah, that's one for the win column. So I think, what are your thoughts on it, really quickly? I think I know what your thoughts is, but I want you to articulate your thoughts for me if you can.
I liked it. I liked the gesture. Let me. I don't want to make people think that it is what it is. No, that was great. The problem is that it's not going to be heard league-wide. Why? One, because,
Not
okay,
everybody else is going to support it.
everybody's not going to support it. We understand the Jets, it's a New York market, but it's the Jets. They're not in a winning situation at the moment. So
Anything they do,
it can be overshadowed. The reason things start to make noise is when the people that, let's just say, for instance, the kneel would have went further if Tom Brady would have kneeled because he's a face. Okay?
Talk, my brother.
You know?
We're talking right now.
It would have went further. So now when you look at GMs in the Jets GM putting a situation out there saying, you know what, I'll pay for my fines. Okay, now we need a trickling effect. We need more faces. Okay, how about Jerry Jones, Cowboys? That's the face of the NFL. You understand what I'm saying? Kraus, that's the face of that's the New England Patriots. Giants. These are big market names that represent the NFL. Now you're going to have to be heard. Okay, now it's going to be heard. You're not going to hear anything too much. How long is this going to last? Only when you got to realize how many TV games do the Jets have?
Two,
nationally,
two,
no,
maybe.
Nationally.
Two, maybe.
Understand?
We'll get a Monday night football game.
You're going to have to get a Monday night.
And then we get maybe one Sunday night football game. If two Monday night football games, maybe.
But not prime time. It'll be early in the day, 1 o'clock games. If it's not.
Sometimes we'll get a Sunday night. Like,
no, you're going to get a
play
Sunday night game.
You're
going to
play New England.
Because you're in that conference. So you're going to get a Sunday night game.
Yeah.
You're going to get a Monday night game.
Just like the Dolphins or somebody early.
Okay, early. But the rest of the season is 16 weeks.
It's regional. Yeah.
It's regional.
Broadcasting. Right.
So you're not going to get that loud noise that you need, that push that you need. So I love the gesture. It was amazing. I needed to trickle down. I needed to be loud. Right now, it was a step forward for the Jets, but for the NFL, no. We're not going to hear that. Everybody's not going to hear that. You know, when Cap kneeled, okay, we could shut him up, banish him. Okay, now we're going to set rules and stuff. Now, if we had another person kneeling with him, that was a face. But not just a face, another face, if you know what I mean. Tom Brady kneeling. Whoa.
Rob
Gronkowski kneeling.
Ben
Whoa.
Roethlisberger.
Eli Manning kneeling. Whoa. What are we doing now? Aaron Rodgers kneeling. Whoa. Okay, we can't. No, he has to play. He has to play. Now we're getting talk. You get these big franchises, the Cowboys, Jerry Jones. What you gonna do with Jerry Jones? Nothing. He's televised nationally all season long. Patriots televised every week. Every week. So, just with that being said, I love the direction. I just need a big bang. I just need that.
It's fun. I'm glad you brought that, especially like Jerry Jones. So, one of my friends, I've known her for about 8 years. About 8 years now. Not like 7. Actually longer, but we kind of knew this since high school, but we kind of college kind of separated. And then we kindled. My good friend Jade, love her to death. Really, really do. Great friend of mine. She's a Cowboys fan, and she recently unfollowed the Cowboys. Like put it on Instagram, so unfollow the Cowboys.
Really?
And I hit her up like, so yeah, you're no longer a Cowboys fan. And she's like, I'm no longer a fan of the NFL. She's like, I'm done. I can't support this. So, I think, and it made me think, like, what would be dope? I think where the change can really come. Excuse me. Through the fans.
I mean, they lost a fan base, but the thing is just that.
My question is, what I would like to see is, what if the fans don't stand?
Oh, I mean,
what if the fans don't stand?
Interesting.
Because ultimately, in the context, you're disrespecting not only the country but the fans.
But at the end of the day, they're not being paid by the NFL.
I think
they're paying customers, so they're looking at, okay, you're paying to come to the game, so you can kneel, sit, you can do whatever you want as long as you pay to get in.
So the only change you think is more owners have to get by it.
Yes, more owners that are an impact. They have that.
The Patriots, the Cowboys, the
Giants,
Packers,
the Packers. These upfront teams, these Raiders. They have these nationally televised, situations.
Falcons, maybe.
So it has to hit you on a broader note. It's going to have to hit you. It has to be a much bigger boom. But I liked it. I respect it. Finally, the Jets in the win column. I know you were happy for that.
Huge. I was like, oh, I love it. Finally. Yeah.
Keeping it football, Cassius Marsh, former Patriot, stated, and I quote, I hated playing for the Patriots. Hate is a deep-rooted word. I hated playing for the Patriots.
People don't know that you had to hate. In order to hate something, you had to once love something or love someone in order for you to hate it. Right?
Speak. Preach.
So in order for you to hate something, you once had to love it. So I think he means like I hate it because I love the game of football. He said they didn't have any fun. Like you don't have fun in the organization because at the end of the day, when you're doing something that you love to do, you still want to have fun. Whether you're getting paid millions of dollars, it still needs to be fun. He said I contemplated on quitting football because I hated the playing for the Patriots so much. That's very eye-opening in terms of what really goes on. And I mean, I think it gets blinded by the success.
But that's what it is. Winning cures all. Like, okay, yeah. Oh, I have my curfew. It's a little more of like a dictatorship in this locker room or this organization.
Dude asked for a raise and got traded.
But at the end of the day, I got ice. Wow, I'm celebrating. Oh, wow. Okay. Maybe next year it'll be a little bit different. Oh, we come back again. Oh, it's still the same. Damn, I have more ice. Wow. Okay, now I have 2. You know what? I can get out of here now. This is crazy.
Right.
So I get it. I understand it. That organization is not for everybody. And would you want to play for something, a winning you could be sometimes when you've been bad for so long in a bad situation and bad teams, you're tired of getting your butt kicked. And sometimes you will take that step. You know what? Maybe I might get paid less. I might not get what I want, but I'm going to win. I'm going to be in the playoffs every year, year in and year out. I'm going to be nationally televised year in and year out, week after week. And I have a chance to play for a championship year in and year out.
How many players do you really feel, if you had to like give a rough estimate, that are like former Patriots actually hated playing for the Patriots, that feel mutually about his statements?
I think it's a lot. If you were not
like I think
marquee,
Chris Long and LeGarrette Blount, especially when like winning the Super Bowl with the Eagles was even sweeter, not because they formerly played for the Patriots,
but they beat them.
And I think they hated playing for them, so it made it even better. Like I hated playing for you guys.
It just wasn't as fun. You know, it wasn't. And of course, we understand. You know what? It's not always about fun. Yes, we get it. It's serious. But understand, there's different forms, systems to win. It's not just has to be a dictatorship or whatever the situation is. And you know what? When you try to give all you have to a team, and you want to show them that you're loyal, and you just want to get paid the same as your counterpart on another team, and they don't want to pay you, sometimes it hurts. No, it does hurt. Okay, I'm doing everything you asked for, but you can't pay me.
I agree.
You can't pay me. You can't give me anything.
Agree with you.
And, you know, Tom Brady's loyal. And it sucks because this is their quarterback. This is the GOAT. So you know the situation of, I'm probably not going to get paid because they barely pay him. Maybe some other incentives, you know, okay. But at the end of the day, his contract is not at the top. It's not top five quarterbacks contract. It's not. So you know what? Gronk is hopefully will get his contract, you know. But I get it. I understand it. It's been multiple, you know, and ever since that segue of, you know, because everything has been so closed mouth when it comes to that organization, this last couple of years things started to come out. People being unhappy, just like the Spurs organization. People coming out. You never heard anybody speak against the Spurs. Now you're hearing people speak about against New England, former players, retired players. You know, so you get to understand it. So I get it. I have no problem with it. Speak your mind, especially if you're Chris Long and you just won a championship against your previous team that you won a championship with the year before. I have no problem with it. So hey, Cassius Marsh, kudos to you. But now you better go win a ring somewhere.
To stay on the topic of football, right? Which quarterback do you think? Because it's 99 days. Yesterday was the 100th day before the season started. So this is 99 days today, right? Which quarterback do you think in 2018 will have the best? Will have the best season? Which quarterback?
The best. It was hard for me to figure out who would have the very best, but I have top three, and it could be in any order.
That's fine. That's fine.
It'll be.
I figured. I didn't think that this would be a question that we just have one guy.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a great season. I think he's going to have a good season. I think Eli Manning is going to have a good season. And who was my third? Oh, I just think because of his weapons, he's always going to be up there, Ben Roethlisberger. I just think because of his weapons. Now, those are my three that I feel like we're going to be at the top. And then, you have your secondary, but who do you feel?
First one that popped into my mind was Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
I feel like he has weapons in Minnesota, and he's been pretty good in Washington. Some people say better than pretty good. He's been good in Washington with the Redskins. So I think with Stephon Diggs becoming the top 5 receiver in that conversation, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook coming back is going to relieve some pressure for you guys in the rushing game. I think you just stepped into a situation that was already not a made situation, but close to made as it could get, where you got to see 3 different quarterbacks be successful in that offense at some point.
Absolutely.
Teddy Bridgewater was successful at some point. Sam Bradford.
Yes. They have weapons.
And then Case Keenum. So now you got somebody who's all pro status quarterback, Kirk Cousins, stepping into that. I think he has a chance to just be really, really productive with those guys, with those weapons. Those guys are young, and those guys have had a taste of winning. I think Drew Brees is going to have a good season.
I had him on my next.
I think Drew Brees is going to have a good season. And I also think Matt Ryan.
I
think Matt Ryan's going to have a good season. I think, like I said, the Calvin Ridley pickup.
Huge.
The Calvin Ridley pickup, I think people don't understand how huge that was. Because you got 3 receivers now who you got arguably the best wide receiver in football.
Julio.
And now you like I said, Calvin Ridley's gonna get so many catches, gonna get so much one-on-one.
Yes.
So I think Matt Ryan's numbers gonna go through the roof just because he's just.
You put him in the slot?
I put him in the slot because he has that speed. He has that breakout speed. He's not Odell. With
a lot of people not Odell.
He's not. He's not somebody that turns a 5-yard catch into a 35-yard catch because of your feet.
But he can get separation.
He can get separate. He can turn a lot of 5-yard catches into 18-yard catches, 19, 20-yard catches. So I think Matt Ryan's going to have. It's going to open up guys for guys like Julio, guys like Sanu. So I think Matt Ryan as well will have.
Think Carson Wentz is going to come back good?
I think so. They said he's showing signs of being back where he is.
You know who I would love to see have a great season? Andrew Luck. I would love to see him come back. He's been basically out of football for 2 years. And when he's healthy, that was a playoff team with nothing around him. No run game at all. None. I would love to see him have a comeback player of the year season. I have to see it. I need to see it because that conference sucks. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. I'm just being honest with you. It's sad. We're gonna take a quick break, but when we come back, we have some tennis.
Swear I could be Serena when she playing with her left.
You're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, each and every Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. to JC Squared on the Air Show featuring Jason, J-Boy, Carrie, for the socialite JC Squared on the Air reason. Monday is your new favorite day of the week music. Special guest, celebrity birthday, the daily, student segment, crazy holiday, and today in hip hop. Check out IBNX Radio and the JC Squared on the Air Show. So much fun you didn't even realize you learned something. This message has been brought to you by Day Ray Media. Day Ray!
And we're back. You're listening to Top Opinions presented in current sports here on IBNX Radio. Tennis and the GOAT is back.
The GOAT is back.
The GOAT is back.
Is back.
Serena Williams is back on the court for the French Open. Does she have anything left?
Well, yeah, because she won it. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Push Daytona. Yeah. She won it. Straight sets. 2 sets. Won it. It's over.
First round.
A lot of people.
First round.
Nah, it's over.
It's over?
It's over. It's over.
First round, though.
I don't care.
Round,
So
she
won
takes
it.
care.
She won it. She won it in my eyes. I don't care.
It's over. She won it already?
She won it already. Just give her the trophy. And everybody, let's go home. I mean, let's go home. No. All jokes aside, though, I think she has as much push left as she wants.
Mm-hmm.
I think as much push as she wants. I think we're talking about one of the greatest athletes of all time across sports.
Across sports. I agree.
We're not talking about gender. She's not one of the greatest female athletes ever. No, we're talking. She's one of the greatest athletes.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes.
Across sports. So you got to give her that respect. So it almost seemed like a LeBron James kind of like, you know what?
Listen.
She gonna do this as long as she want to do this.
I agree. 36 years old. Still got a lot left.
Just had a baby at 36.
Mm-hmm. So it's possible, ladies.
Take your time. That was a little subliminal. I'm gonna stay out of that one because I don't live in that household, so I'm staying out of that one. I don't have no dog in that fight. But yeah, man, she has. Listen, she can do this for another 4 or 5 years, I think.
6, 7, maybe.
At a high level.
Yes.
At a high level.
Yes, and she's coming back for that number 1 spot.
Yeah, so I think she has more than a push. I think she got a 2-hand shove. Shove still left in her. And it's going to be interesting to see. I'm rooting for her. I've never rooted against her, but I'm rooting for her. You know, a lot of people have written her off. Like, oh, she had a baby. Go ahead, go be a mother. She got time to go be a mommy. But right now, she got to continue to kick y'all behind.
Absolutely.
And she ain't in a rush
That's
to stop.
valid. That is valid.
So
that is valid.
I think she has a great push. It's great just to see her back. I think she's great for sports. I don't think she's just great for the sport. I think she's great for sports.
Period.
The way she carries herself, the professionalism, the accolades, the accomplishments, the way she goes about it. She never really boasts. You know, her and Michael Phelps are very humble in their a little humility, but it's still a little bit of like it's not arrogant, but it's like I know I'm the best, but I still prepare as if I'm not.
Absolutely.
And I respect my opponent that much. I respect the sport that much. Where I owe the sport that much to continue to compete at a high level.
On it
and stuff like that. So you can't really root against Serena, I guess, but she got as much as she want. Drake said it. Swear I could be Serena when she playing with a left. You know.
I figure we would agree on this. She has a whole lot left. She has a whole lot left in the tank. And the reason I feel it is because she has that GOAT title. She is the greatest. She is the greatest tennis player ever. Ever. And what do the great ones do? They come back from adversity. They overcome obstacles.
And they exceed your expectations.
Exactly. Jordan, flu game. Jordan coming back from...
You said it. The flu game was ridiculous. The flu game was ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Understand what I'm saying?
Kobe's 81.
Kobe's 81. Jordan coming back from a 2-year hiatus and winning 3 more.
A year and a half. Because he lost the half a year.
Came back. Eli Manning. Neck surgery. Multiple neck surgeries. I'm going to win another one before on the way out.
You mean Peyton?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Peyton Manning. On the way out. I'm going to win another one. But
we talk about Eli.
If anybody didn't tune in last week or the weeks ago,
that's how Eli
the definition of
that would Eli look on Hard Knocks if HBO did Hard Knocks on the New York Giants.
First and foremost, we're not going to talk about my Giants, but that's his
that's my Eli
interpretation of
Eli on Hard Knocks or HBO primetime television.
But the great ones, that's what they do. Kobe, when he came back from his Achilles, he was giving you 20 before he got hurt and broke his knee. But before that, he came back and was putting in work. So the great ones, they handle adversity. They overcome everything, obstacles. And she's the great one. So, yes, I feel she has a whole lot left. She's 36, had a baby. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. Now it's time to get back to work. And she has some more majors to win. What is she at, 24, 23?
23.
23? She has a few more to go. She's already demolishing.
It's a lot of majors.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of majors.
She's already killing the field.
Being that there's not too many tournaments.
There's
not that many major tennis tournaments.
At all. What is it, 5?
Like 5.
5.
It's like 5. So Wimbledon, French Open, Australian Open, U.S. Open.
You said
British
Australian
Open.
British.
Yeah. There's British Open, Australian Open,
U.S. Open,
Wimbledon.
Australian Open.
I said Australian.
You did?
Like 4 or 5. We're missing one. I forgot what it was.
Okay.
It's not that many. For to be winning
Basically
all of them.
what we're
It's
saying.
not that many. Yeah, she got as much as she wants.
The GOATs always find a way, people, and she will find a way to get back to number one. You don't think she wants that number one spot? She lost it without playing. That means when she was playing, nobody could take it from her. So, yes, she will be back at the top of the mountain
How
by
long
herself.
do you think it takes her?
To get back?
It was number one.
If she wins,
She'll be back at number one.
if she wins the French Open, no, she won't be back at number one. But if she wins the French Open, because she dropped out, she wasn't even ranked anymore. So if she wins the French Open and places in the next few, even if she doesn't win it, not even majors, by the time the next major comes around, and if she either gets in second or wins it, she'll be back at number one.
So you give him by the end of the summer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We agree.
Yes.
I was gonna give it till tomorrow, but you know,
to
I'm
tomorrow?
I'm gonna be fair. I would be fair to say it at the end of the summer. I'm gonna be fair to say it.
Back to some basketball. LiAngelo Ball. The Ball brothers.
Let me ask
The
you
middle
this.
one.
Go ahead, ask the question first, and then I'm gonna ask you a question because I know you hate when people ask you questions to your questions.
Well, he works out for the Lakers.
Right.
Is he really
With Lonzo watching?
with Lonzo watching?
Lonzo watch. Good job.
Recording
boy.
him.
Recording him, boy. You go, boy.
Is he really a serious consideration to be drafted by
Hell
them?
no, boy. You bugging, boy. No way, boy.
All those.
Nah, you wildin', boy. You been drinking, boy. Something wrong with you, boy. You bugging, boy.
Okay, explain to me this.
Explain to me you what?
Why?
Do you mean? Why?
Yeah.
He's not a why are you taking him? Why is he a serious? No.
Okay.
What is he? What is he in the NBA?
I need you to tell me.
No, what is he? What is he? What is his position in the NBA?
He's a 2.
He's a what?
A 2.
So he's guarded Klay Thompson, Jimmy Butler's, Devin Booker's,
Yeah. Yes.
CJ McCollum's. Are
He
you
would have
high?
to. He would have to. But he'll probably be coming off the bench, so you probably won't have to see CJ. CJ different. CJ different.
Everybody I named in that category is just different.
But
What are
all
you
right, but
talking about?
if you're guarding Clay, you just know you gotta be in shape because you're going off screens and everything like
Listen,
that.
I don't
It's
think
different.
I don't think he's an
It's
NBA
different
player.
matchup.
I think he has a lot of holes in his game. He shoots
Okay.
the leather off the ball. He can shoot it. Doesn't really dribble the
So
basketball.
he has a specialty.
He's a specialty, yes.
Okay.
But however, he's not a specialty. Usually, specialty guys are like taller, like 6'6", 6'7". Like Kyle Korver. Them people don't know. Kyle Korver is 6'7",
How tall is JJ Redick?
6'6".
No, he's not.
He's 6'4".
No, he's 6'3".
JJ Redick is 6'3".
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I think JJ Redick has added to his game.
Added, but he had a shot. He got in there. One, he went to Duke for 4 years.
That's another thing.
He went
That's
to Duke for
another,
4 years.
that's another,
I'm
that's
not taking
another
anything
thing.
away
That's
from him.
another thing.
So he was in that lottery.
That's part of
And
it. But
he
the part
put
of
in
it
a
was that
work.
he went to Duke for 4 years. Part of it is he went to Duke for 4 years.
Absolutely.
Part of
And he
it was
put
he
in
went to
work.
Duke.
He led the nation in scoring.
Yes. LeAngelo Ball did it.
Okay.
So you got to see like JJ Redick's body of work.
Okay.
You still, to the U.S. eye, you haven't seen LeAngelo Ball play.
On a
Like people, like you, like a lot of people act like if you ask LeAngelo Ball, what does he do well outside of shooting? If people be like, I don't know what he does well. People might not be like, I didn't know he could shoot. So I don't think you draft him
okay.
because you're gonna be able to get. Ain't nobody gonna touch him. So you're not gonna waste a draft pick on him because you're not afraid that somebody else is gonna take him. You could get it. You could bring him into camp, or bring him in the summer league as an undrafted free agent. or undrafted guy and just bring him
Probably.
on. No, probably that's what's most likely going to happen.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Who got a better chance? Who has a better chance? LeBron winning or him getting drafted? What is more likely?
I told you can't. It's
Yes,
hard
you
to
can.
bet against LeBron. It's hard to bet against LeBron.
Man. No.
Who has a better chance?
No, because if I ask you who has a better chance, LeBron winning or Marvin Bagley going top 5, what you gonna say?
Marvin Bagley going
I
top
did.
5.
So answer my question. It's not about betting against LeBron then. What is more likely, man? LeBron winning or LeAngelo Ball getting drafted by the Lakers?
They both long shots. I don't know.
Oh, I'm mad, yo. I'm mad you
I don't
doing
know.
this right now.
I don't know.
I'm mad you doing this right
But
now.
let me answer the
You're a
question.
Laker fan.
Let me answer the
'Cause you're a
question. Can I
Laker
answer the
fan.
question?
Go
Can I
ahead.
answer the question?
Go ahead.
All right. Let me answer the initial question, not your question. The initial question. Is it really serious consideration? Why not?
What you mean? Why not?
Why not? Why the Lakers cannot? I look at it like this.
Because y'all that bad when you like, all right, cool.
First of all, we might make the playoffs next year.
we might.
So hey,
LeBron might come to
we
the
had
Knicks.
we had the third best record in the second half of the season
But
in the
LeBron
league.
might come to the Knicks.
He don't want to go to the Knicks. He don't wanna
He said they might make the playoffs. We might make the playoffs. You forgot
Listen.
Lonzo was on the team at one point.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you-
Not me.
Laker fans forgot.
No, they didn't.
NBA fans forgot
No, they
at some
didn't.
point, like between January and February, you forgot that Lonzo
Why? 'Cause
Ball
he
in
was
the
out.
NBA. He was making albums.
He was out. He was out.
He
What,
made
out?
albums.
11 games. Don't
He
worry
made
about it. Don't worry about
albums.
it.
He made a rap album.
That's cool. That's cool.
He made a rap album.
Did you listen to it?
No.
So it doesn't matter.
No.
So
he made a
don't
rap
speak about
album.
something we don't even talk about.
No.
So I look at it as why not? Is he a lottery pick?
We not. No. Come on. We're not even
Wait,
talking
wait.
about that. We're
Wait,
not
no,
even,
no.
They don't even have a lot. Do they have a
All
lottery
right.
pick?
So this is gonna be my point.
Do they have a lottery pick?
Listen to my point. This is my point. I want to make my point. Can I make my
God.
point?
I wanna
First
hear
and foremost, can I make my point?
Go ahead, sis.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, is he a lottery pick? No, he's not a lottery pick.
Duh. Thank you.
Do the Lakers have a lottery pick? No, they don't have a
All
lottery
right, that's
pick.
10 seconds of my life I can't get back. Get to the
And you
point.
don't need to. So my point is this.
Wait.
Okay, a lot of teams going to shy away from him. Why? Because of his father, right? Because of the Ball name, right? Because of everything that goes around it, and he's quote unquote not he's the worst brother out the three, right?
Brother.
So
Where's
so
brother?
so
Brother.
brother. So
Too much
with
jerk
that
chicken
being
this
said,
weekend. Too much
with that
jerk
being
chicken
said,
this weekend.
the only reason that jerk chicken was good
That
too.
jerk chicken was hitting.
By-
Shout out to
by
you,
the way.
sis. That jerk
Thank
chicken
you,
was
thank you, thank you,
hitting.
thank you. That was good. But with that being said, I look at it as why not he can have a shot. They don't have a lottery pick. They don't. So he's not gonna be a top. You're not wasting a lottery pick on him. You could waste a second round pick on him, late first round. I don't know. But he has a specialty, which is shooting. You need shooters in this league today. Nowadays, you need shooters.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
So with that being said, you're not giving them a ton of money because you're not drafting them that high.
You're not drafting him at all. Just wanna
Okay,
explain that.
but I'm just saying. All right, I'm not saying that he is gonna go. I'm not saying that he's not gonna go. I'm just saying, can it be a real serious consideration? It can be a consideration. Why? Because you may not have the film him in the States playing on a college level, this, that, and the third. He played across seas in a bottom tier league, but you have the closest people to him that can speak for him. Mm-hmm. You have Ball, you have Kuzma that are close to him. So, you know what? We may give it a consideration. This is why I'm saying they may give him a consideration.
I'd be shocked if they draft him.
Either they waste a late round draft pick on him or take him in free agency. Who knows?
Him
Either way,
making
it's
the
a
team-
consideration.
Him making the team isn't like unlikely.
Okay.
Like, I'm not saying that he can't make the team. Like, you brought up a good point. I mean, it's good PR to have the Ball family there. The people that in LA that love the Ball family, the hometown kids. He can shoot the ball. He required but I don't know if
He's
like,
not a bad. Let me ask you something. If he went to UCLA and averaged 15, now you know how in college it's difficult to average any 15 to 18.
Right.
It's difficult.
Right.
If he averaged 15,
You're not gonna
UCLA,
like my answer, but go
If
ahead.
he averaged 15 in UCLA,
You're not gonna like my answer, but go ahead.
did well in the tournament,
Right.
they made a deep run in the tournament.
Right.
Does he get drafted?
No.
He still doesn't get drafted.
No.
At all.
Uh-uh.
What? Really?
Really. He averaged 15 because UCLA is one of the more high-powered, fast-paced offenses in college basketball.
Okay, so now
he
you have
averages
teams-
15 because of the system. I would want to
Okay.
say not because of the player.
Look how many players get drafted because of them being in a great system in college. All the Duke players get drafted because they're in a great system.
Right.
Syracuse system knocks them sometimes.
Syracuse system is bad for them.
It knocks them
Yeah. He doesn't have
But-
enough pros because of that.
because of the system. But he
Right.
still gets one or two, sometimes high draft picks and mid-level first round
Right.
that still gets drafted.
Right.
So
I see your point.
even though with that being said, I think that would have been better.
I think it would have hurt him because you would have got to see him and you were able to pick out like his flaws. Like I think his flaws are glaring. At 6'4", not being able to really dribble the basketball, like break anybody down, it's a problem. At 6'8", 6'9", it's different. You know, you're kind of like, if you have it, it's more of a bonus than if you don't have it. But at 6'4", it's kind of like a necessity.
He has a quick release too.
He has a very quick release. So now my whole thing is you can't play zone. And you can't really dribble at 6'4". You're not overly athletic. So that's three things that you really need in the NBA at 6'4". Like Donovan Mitchell has the dribble. Super athletic.
Okay, but now you naming anomalies like those are different. Like, but
But that's my thing,
have
though.
those
Those
players
are-
that do get that shot. You have the JJ Redicks. Okay, we give him 4 years. You have the what's the dude that went? What's his name? I forgot. He was a guard. Went to Sacramento. He got drafted by Sacramento.
This year?
No, a few years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago. He was a guard, led the nation in scoring. White boy, can't remember his name, but he was a good shooter in college. He went to mid-major. He's not in the league anymore. He's overseas.
Jimmy Fredette?
Jimmy Fredette.
My point exactly.
But I'm just saying he got a shot though, and he got drafted.
Jimmy Fredette went top 10, by the way.
Absolutely.
And they out of the league. That's bad.
I'm just saying they give shots that you like. Okay, listen.
We're not saying he's not going to get a shot. I'm not saying he's not going to get a shot. I'm just saying he's not going to get drafted. I don't think he'll get drafted. I don't think he'll get drafted.
Okay,
You're better off trading that pick.
possibly.
You're better off trading the pick than drafting him.
So, we have our fan topic of the week. It's our fan topic. We usually try to get fans' opinions and questions. So, with this whole NBA going on and LeBron James making leaps and bounds,
With this team, hell yeah.
now everybody it's to the point where, a lot of people saying he's totally past Kobe and, it's all about him and Jordan talk. That's the only two talks that you're hearing now. The fan question is, because a lot of people say, Kobe could not do what LeBron is doing with this team. So the question was, when LeBron was with that Miami team, if Kobe was on the Miami team for those 4 years, how many championships does he win?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
LeBron wins 2 out of 4.
I think it's tough. I'm going to give him granted. I'm going to give him 2. I'm going to say 2 as well.
Okay.
But I don't think, it's completely different. And I think it's different not because of Kobe and LeBron having 2 different games. I think Kobe and Dwayne Wade being similar in play styles and their ways to score.
But the same way that LeBron deferred. I mean, not LeBron. D-Wade deferred, and D-Wade can facilitate.
Yeah.
You could put him in a situation to facilitate.
But so can LeBron.
Okay, so now if you're taking LeBron off that team, you're putting Kobe on that team, and you know what? And D-Wade is like, you know what? I don't mind deferring. I'll defer, and I can facilitate. Now you have two dynamic. You have a dynamic player, all-time great on the ball that's facilitating. You can still have Kobe in his spots. Me, what I think, personally,
They win all 4?
I think they win all 4. Now, no, and I'm trying to take my bias and fan out of it.
Too late.
No,
Too late.
and the only reason,
Too
and I'm gonna break it down to you why I feel this.
Too late.
The only one I do feel that they might have lost was that Dallas team was stout. That Dallas team was ready then and there. Like, it was no more. Dirk was ready. And he had everything clicking. He had Jason Kidd. He had that PG. He had the defenders on the wings. He had yes, the Matrix. He had Tyson Chandler taking everything out the air, rebounding, throwing out. He had everything he needed at the right time, and he learned how to play with his back to the basket. And he wasn't being punked anymore. So that was the only one I feel he would have lost. The San Antonio being up, well, that San Antonio, I feel he would have beat them. What was it? The second time? No, the first time. Because he lost. He lost to the Mavs. Beat OKC. Beat San Antonio. Lost to San Antonio. All right, so yeah.
Second time they played.
I think he would have.
So he won 3 out of 4.
Yes, 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4. He would have had 3 out of 4.
So why do you think Kobe would have been more successful than LeBron with that team?
He was just a killer at that point. At that point in his career, he was a killer. LeBron was not there. LeBron had to, because remember they first year, he was like he didn't know, he was timid. Like Kobe's coming in like, listen, I'm gonna go. Regardless, it doesn't matter where, when, and what time it is. I'm going. Let's get it.
I don't think so because I think Kobe Bryant gets the ball, Dwayne Wade gets the ball. LeBron James was able to, at times, when he got tired, he was able to rely on D Wade and be the facilitator and get other guys. And maximize his role guys. I think LeBron James does a good job of maximizing his role guys and putting those guys. He's okay with deferring to those guys and putting those guys, making the extra pass. Like, you should have shot it. But
listen, and I need people to realize what Kobe Bryant was. I'm not saying that you don't. And what he did. If you were making your shots, I don't mind going to you. I feel if he was playing with the D Wade is going to demand some greatness as well. Like, oh, don't worry, I got you. I have your back, Kobe. So he wouldn't have to worry about giving D Wade the ball on the other wing or him getting the ball. Like, Kobe could have. D Wade didn't mind averaging 20. He didn't mind averaging 22. Kobe's still going to get his 28, 29. He's still going to get that.
Yeah. I don't think it fits. I don't think Kobe and Dwayne fit.
Now, what I think they would have made it work. If it would have happened. Now, the thing that bothers me is everybody saying, okay, you know what? I'm not knocking everybody that's putting him over. I mean, that's your opinion. Like you said, he couldn't do as great as LeBron is doing with this Cleveland team.
I don't think he could have did that.
Now, I feel everyone that says that is dead wrong. Dead wrong. And why I say this, dead wrong. Okay. So, this LeBron James team, they did great. They're going to the finals, whatever situation. How many games they won? 51? 51. They won 51 games this year in the East, right? Okay. Let's rewind some years. Let's go back to, 2006, 2007, Lakers. When Kobe Bryant led the Los Angeles Lakers.
That team was bad.
No, they weren't bad. That team was horrible.
That team was god-awful.
In the West, with Smush Parker.
Who said
New York, I got love for all.
He said Smush Parker shouldn't have been in the NBA.
That's what he said, too. Listen, that's what he said. Their second best player at that time was Lamar Odom. Not taking anything. That's
a lot of New York guys on this team.
Yes, definitely did have him. Bynum wasn't Bynum. That team won 42 games, right? 42 and 40 in the West. Let me just give y'all a list of the names that was on that team.
Go ahead.
Smush Parker, Kobe Bryant, Lamar Odom, Sasha Vujacic, Luke Walton, Jordan Farmar, Maurice Evans, Kwame Brown. Ronnie Turioff, and Andrew Bynum.
It's a bad team.
He took this team to the playoffs. It was up 3-1 on the Suns, but they overwhelmed them. Took them to the playoffs in the West. Now let me give you a rundown of the teams in the West and their records. The number 1 seed was the Mavs, 67-15.
That was your Dirk MVP, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
The Suns, 61-21. The Spurs, 58-24. The Jazz, 51-31. The Rockets, 51-31. No, I'm sorry, the Rockets were before them. The Rockets were 52-30, and the Jazz were 51-31. Then the Nuggets, 45-37, and then the Lakers.
The Lakers was the 7th seed that year.
7th seed, and they played the Suns in the first round. He took that team in the West, way tougher than the East, to the playoffs. So you telling me he couldn't take that team, at least to the Eastern Conference Finals?
What, the Cavs?
Those Cavs.
Yeah. Not to the finals, but not the East Conference Finals, yeah.
Against that baby team that has no number 1 player.
Yeah.
You think they would have lost to Boston?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
No
you gotta
way.
look at LeBron's numbers, bro. Like, LeBron was putting up triple doubles with those 40 balls. Like, Kobe wasn't getting the assists. Like, Kobe, I think what Kobe is, Kobe's going to get the points, but in a team sport, like, if you scoring 44, like, Kobe would have probably averaged 40 on the Celtics. Like, no even argument. Like, he'd have probably had averaged 40. But it's different when you're getting 38 and 11 and 10, where now you're responsible for arguably 60 points instead of you being responsible for 35 points. You see what I'm saying?
But understand, like, his assists, like, I'm not taking anything away from him, but those assists were not extremely impactful like that because they're winning games by a single digit. They weren't blowing anybody out with that triple double. So now imagine if he was scoring more. Maybe that was a little you putting pressure on the defense. Now I don't know. Like, his numbers was great. It got him to the finals. I felt Kobe would have had a different dynamic, and it still would have got them to the finals. It could have still got him through the juggernaut. The only team that I feel like would have gave him problems was Toronto in the aspect of what's going on.
I don't think so. I don't think so because
Look what he did with that team in the West, though.
yeah,
In the West.
yeah,
This team is in the East. Who's in the East?
nobody.
I know.
Right. And what I'm saying is
Go ahead.
those guys, like those Jeff Green doesn't have those 18-point games with Kobe Bryant.
Why not?
He's not getting the ball enough.
Don't say that.
He's not.
Elo was getting the ball enough. Elo was getting the ball enough. Like, don't act like he won't defer.
When has he ever deferred?
Who?
When has Kobe ever deferred, bro?
When it's time for y'all, all right, let's see what you got right now. Let's see what you got. All right, he averaged 5 assists for his career. Don't make it seem like he never passed the ball
Yo, bro.
for his career.
Yo, bro.
This
When
is
has
shooting
Kobe-
guard. You don't need to get see.
has
We got.
Kobe-
You know what it is. You see what I see. You
When has
LeBron
Kobe-
fans.
it's not
This is the
LeBron-
problem.
it's
No,
not
no.
about being
Is
a
the
LeBron
LeBron?
fan.
Is the
It's not
LeBron
about
factor?
LeBron fans.
Is
It's
we
not
got
LeBron
you got spoiled. Now it's 9 assists, 8 assists. Yeah, this is what you need to be doing. Everybody does not. This is your shooting
guard.
guard.
That everybody needs to do that. But what I'm saying is, in order for that team to win, the role guys had to feel like they were a part of this. Like, I need the ball. We got to score. Kobe ain't deferring to J.R. Smith. Kobe ain't deferring.
If
to
he hit a
Kyle
couple
Korver.
shots, yes he did. Sasha was hitting shots. Jordan
I'm
Farmer
saying
was.
is-
You lucky we got to wrap up.
Listen,
You lucky
listen,
we got to
listen.
wrap
I'm
up.
gonna say this. Right. Kobe wouldn't have kept going to those guys through the struggles. Through the struggles. LeBron continued to go through those guys, even with the struggles, with the bad games in Boston. He still trusted those guys to come back to Boston and let's play. And I'm gonna trust you guys, win or lose.
I hear you.
I don't think Kobe would have done that. It's not about, and that has nothing to do with
And
a
I say
number
he would.
standpoint. That has just something to do with a personality.
Okay.
So that's why I don't think he would have been as successful.
All right, I respect it. So we got to wrap it up with this Thanos and LeBron thing. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. There was another great week. Again, Thank you for the caller, my brother, for calling in. Happy birthday.
Happy anniversary.
Thank
Hey,
you.
yo,
Appreciate
C. Yo, C. Shout out to my man, C. Yo, C. Asia said we could go back to crime now.
it. We're going to go get some food.
We can go get some fish tacos.
I'm Tone Taylor.
And I'm Chris Harris.
Thank you for tuning in.
IBNX Radio.